I have already started doing my onboarding and online training. I will go from graduation to loading my car and leaving. My parents had a graduation party for me where they tried to present me with a check for all the rent I paid, plus a pittance in interest. I looked at the check for about a minute and started laughing. All I could think of was the fact that I had no social life during university because I was working. I didn't have any money invested like my friends did because my parents were taking my money. I asked them how they were handling this for my sister. They said they weren't since she wasn't working while she went to school. I tore up the check and told them they could go screw themselves. I told them that when they compensated me for all the sleep I lost, for years of no social life during university, and 4 summer vacations, I would speak to them again. I told my little brother not to get a job so our parents wouldn't screw him over too. I went to my room, grabbed my computer, some clothes, my PS4, and my toiletries. My brother and sister can play on the PS5 my parents bought for the family. They were yelling at me the whole time. I said if they touched me or tried to stop me, I would call the cops. I loaded up my car, which I paid for, insured, and registered in my name. I drove to my friend's parents' house and had a bit of a breakdown. They let me stay there since she is away at university in another city. I blocked my parents and my brother and sister. I had already given notice at my job, so I called my boss and told him I was sick and wouldn't be available for my last week. He said he understood and even laughed, saying he was surprised I had kept working this close to graduation. My grandfather called me to talk a couple of days later. We went to Timmy's, and he let me unload everything I felt. They took money from me that I could have used to make my life better. I didn't even have time for a girlfriend. My entire university romantic life was hooking up with a woman I worked with when her ex-husband had the kids for the weekend. He said my parents' hearts were in the right place, and they thought they were helping me. I said they owed me 4 years of fun, of parties I was too tired to go to, of social events and networking I didn't do, and all the stuff they were subsidizing for my sister and would likely subsidize for my brother. He said he understood and hugged me. He's old, but I couldn't have gotten free of that hug if I tried. He asked me if I needed money to start my new job. I said I didn't want anything that came from my parents. He gave me a cashier's check for about 3 times what my parents took from me. He said to use it however I wanted in my new life. He said it wasn't part of my inheritance or anything, it was a gift from him, and something my grandma would have wanted me to have. My friends think I was stupid to tear up the check, and most of them agree with me about being pissed at my parents. Some family members have called me to say I behaved terribly and that I owe my parents an apology. I just thank them for the call or message and then block them. I'm calmer now, and I don't think I am in the wrong, but maybe I'm too close to see what I'm missing. Am I, or was I overreacting? Update 1. I took a lot of what you guys said to heart, unblocked my family, and spoke with my parents. I agreed to meet with them for lunch today, so we went to the keg and talked. They said they didn't realize how I felt during those 4 years. My mom cried and said she was very sorry that I felt like they didn't care about me. I guess they read my post before it got taken down, and they are disturbed by what I wrote. They are also upset that my girlfriend is a single mom 14 years older than me. They asked if they could meet her, and I said no. They offered me the check again, and this time I took it and thanked them. I said I would come home later. After lunch, I went to the bank and deposited it. Since we all bank at the same branch, it was easy to cash it. I made sure that the money was in my account, then I blocked them again. I just wrote my girlfriend a check for $432 to help her out, basically the amount of interest that was on the money, more or less. I only have what was rightfully mine. She was very appreciative of the money and tried not to accept it. I said my next choice for that money would be Pierre Poilievre, and she accepted it just to keep it away from him. She's a decent person, and she taught me a lot. She works incredibly hard loading trucks, and she deserves something good in her life. I know that isn't me. I'm seeing my grandfather tomorrow, and I'm going to make sure he knows what I did and why. I'm also going to invite him out to see my new place once I move out west. I'm spending the weekend at my girlfriend's house since her ex has the kids. Thank you all for your help and advice.